Get strong.
We're talking Chainsaw Man, and that is episodes 8, which is Gunfire, and episode 9, which is From Kyoto. There's a lot to unpack on these episodes. The last episode ended with underwear. Guys, let's jump into Chainsaw Man. There was a big cliffhanger, emotional, physical, all kinds of cliffhanger. And this show, and I love how Chainsaw Man does it again and again and again, where each episode doesn't start with the opening, but it starts with a way of easing their way into the previous episode and moving on to the next. But I love the camera work and the scene work on this. Episode 8, Gunfire. The episode starts with the reintroduction to Himeno's apartment and how they got there. Again, a person in a drunken stupor just going around doing all this. But of course, we know that it goes back to that moment where she literally asked Denji if he wants to do it. Now, again, there's a 16-year-old kid that's being undressed by this woman that can go to jail. It's a very awkward situation. A very what the moment. And the funny thing is, it's very interesting how Tatsuki Fujimoto comes up with these scenes, because when she's taking off her pants, his pants, she finds a lollipop, but it actually goes to a flashback, which I think you can think whatever you think about Makima, but the fact that she is the only one that tries to see him as the kid and the man and the child kind of that he is, I find it very endearing. So when you guys, when we leave the moment of heat and go into that flashback, what were your guys' thoughts?
My thoughts were, Makima's pretty creepy here, just with that dead smile. I like Joel. Yeah, Joel was. Sorry, I did like that scene because like you said, it was a nice little moment to show probably the only person who's shown Denji any amount of kindness in his life, which is by comparison, everyone else has been trying to kill him this past week, both the devils and the devil hunters. So
yes. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because the fact that the only person that's shown him kindness, you could say that Aki is showing him certain kindness now, and you can say that Power is doing kind of the same thing, but that's after they treated him like shit. Like Makima hasn't treated him like shit, right? Yeah. That we know of, that we can see. We know that she's manipulating his ass, but we can't say that Makima is treating him badly. But I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I think that's what gave him the strength or the ability to say no to Himeno, even though it kind of lets you know that she just fell asleep.
I mean, he was almost there, but he was reminded, oh wait, no, I want my first one to be with Makima. So
yeah.
And I like it, he was just sleeping on the floor too. I'm like, oh yeah, poor Denji.
When they go back, when Power's just having the conversation, it's like, oh, so did you guys really not mate? And he goes, Denji's actually a gentleman. But what I like now, I think the best way to cover this episode, not only with that first scene that we captured, right, but I think one of the best ways to cover this episode and this coverage is going straight to the end.
Oh yeah,
and then moving our way back. Does that make sense? And so the entirety of the Special Division 4 is attacked.
Yeah.
With guns, which are illegal. Yeah. Because of the gun devil. Yeah. And they're literally shot dead, including Makima, or so we are led to believe. But they're shot. Everybody's shot, and not only they're shot, but they're shot because they're trying to take Denji's heart, which we all know is Pochita. So they're trying to steal Chainsaw, which is crazy. But not only is that crazy, but we find out that there's another man that's like Denji.
Katana Man, the bastard.
Yes. When you first, because I know you're a manga reader, we're not going to spoil the manga, but when you first read and you met Katana Man, what was your reaction?
I think my reaction was, oh, whoa, this guy. Oh no! If he's just as strong as Denji, then the main characters are kind of in big trouble right now. Like that was like probably my honest reaction. Like, oh god, I'm scared shitless. Was my actual probably my first reaction.
Yes. No, I have to agree with you 100% because what I found. So I was very surprised with the whole situation especially the way it happened. Not only did he first bump into the conversation, and then he talks directly to Denji, but then he shows the picture of his grandfather, which was Denji's handler. I was like, this is a personal vendetta against Denji.
Yeah.
And then the fight starts, and he becomes Katana Man.
Yeah.
Which is like, what in the hell is going on? And it's ridiculous and it's crazy, but also the way that we're introduced to Katana Man is when Aki tries to use the Fox Devil, and then the Fox Devil says, "You've given me something that's neither human or devil." And then the funny thing is, remember, that's the same thing that they say about Denji all the time. They say that Makima has been saying from day one, he neither smells like a human, nor does he smell like a devil. That's kind of the whole thing that Makima has been saying all this time, which again, I find it as very interesting commentary and very interesting setup. Now, I don't know if you thought about this, but the whole Katana Man and Chainsaw Man thing, it's a very common shonen trope. Like the main character has always a special ability that makes him unique until we find out that there's other people that have it.
I mean, it's like I'm pretty sure that's just a kind of a common trope in fiction. It's like we're like, oh, you think you're the only one with the superpower? Haha, dude, I have the superpower too, and I'm better at this at you, so I'm about to kick your ass. That's
right, right. And he kicks his ass too. So it's horrible. It's bloody. It's you think it's all there's all this dread, and not only that, what a way of creating a desperate emotional moment right after the very nice conversation that they're having in the morning.
Yeah. I like that was like what I like about this is like, and we're probably gonna get to like Himeno's final choice soon, but I do like the little contrast when at first like at the start of the episode you think, oh, this is gonna be like nice, maybe a nice breather after like the Eternity Devil arc and how mind fucking that was, but it tricks you, then it pulls out the sheet and say nope. Like we're going from 110 to 100 right now. We're with Katana Man and his sidekick or Katana Man and the Snake Lady too. Yeah, that was, which I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. Oh yeah, I remember. Oh no, that was like my reactions. We're watching it. It was like, I was like, it was like hopeful, then dread when she brought back Katana Man after Aki, being the goat he is, kicks his ass, but then he's like, "Nah, man, I got you. Nah, I got my boy here extra lives. So you're not. This episode ain't over yet, dude."
Yeah, no, and it's interesting how, what a great pacing in terms of setting up the stakes, also because you have the whole thing where not only are things goes from 0 to 1,000 in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? Because everybody's getting killed. They don't know that everybody's getting killed. Let's start with that.
Yeah, like it's like
They're just focusing on themselves staying alive.
yeah, it's like I mean, this Chainsaw Man is full of references in the OPs, but I wouldn't be surprised if this scene from like where everyone's getting killed. I wouldn't be surprised if that's referencing the that scene from the end of The Godfather, where like the gangsters are
Yes,
killing
yes,
the other
yes.
gangsters. That's
That actually makes a lot of sense. Like when Michael does the takeover at the end of the first one,
yeah,
and also when when the when Sonny's son in part three is doing like the takeover at the end of three, right? Yeah, I can see the connection. That makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, like
Um, now now the whole thing that's interesting also is when you have, because for example we just came out, like you mentioned, we just came out of the Eternity Devil arc, right? And we have the whole thing with Aki cannot use his sword. Like that's the one thing that we cannot have him do.
yeah, because years
And
before,
then 2 seconds into this, he pulls it
yeah,
because
he's like,
like that's how serious this is.
I mean, Denji just got shot in the head, so he's out of the commission. So he
Yeah.
has to step in and say, okay, I gotta say goodbye to a couple of years of my golden years, but I gotta go save my friends or what's left
Yep.
of my friends.
Yep. Yep. And but then Katana Man gets kind of somewhat revived by
Yeah.
Snake Lady. Aki's down for the count.
Yeah,
We don't know why he was not supposed to do the sword yet because nobody's told us. So we know what we've learned. So I love how Tatsuki does a great job, and I love how Mappa, the pacing of it and the reveals and the explanations have been so great that we know that every time that a devil hunter accesses a devil power, there's a cost, right?
yeah, yeah,
Like every time Aki uses the fox devil, he feels the fox devil eat away something in his body. Now we don't know what we know that the cost of Himeno's eye
yeah,
was that she has 100% control of the ghost demon devil's arm,
yeah,
right
yeah.
arm, right? But we don't know what the sword does. So we know that Aki used it not once; he used it 3 times,
And
and
like
we don't know what cost he paid. So that's
yeah,
going to be just another thing that's going to be like,
yeah, like
holy
a
crap!
nice little intrigue thing for future
Yes,
stories. Uh,
yes,
and him and No's sacrifice, like,
yeah,
oh man. So
yeah,
like when I think I'm pretty sure this line. I mean, I'm pretty sure that this is like I like the anime version of this, which is like in like the anime. I mean, in the manga, it was like I'll give you like my entire body, but in like the anime, which might just because of a translation thing from the Japanese manga to the English dub, but
yeah,
it's like I'll give you everything I got, which is like oh like I feel like that line hit a lot better than the original manga line, but
yeah,
also like I like that moment when she just basically had to basically she sacrificed her whole self to the ghost devil and say basically to go be a katana man and you know she's almost got there she's almost about to kill the katana man and just save everyone but then Snakely summons the snake demon and just defeats the ghost devil and like but at the same time even though the situation's now probably gotten even worse like him kind of dies with a smile I was like they just I guess happy that she was able to at least protect Aki. But I mean, but with one last goat move, like the ghost devil basically pulls the cord on Denji's body,
yeah,
and then and I got hyped. You know, I knew what happened. I was like, yes, Chainsaw Man's back, and he's about to kick ass. Yes,
yes.
ah, that was
And that takes us directly to episode 9,
yeah from Kyoto.
right? Yeah,
No,
yeah, it was so great. I love how you mentioned that because um, Isaac says on the chat about Jimeno. So she didn't manage to go to second. Oh my god.
oh that oh
Damn it, Isaac. Really? That's so bad. Um, but yeah, like the fact that the end of episode 8 you see one part of her body disappear at a time.
oh
It is
yeah
so heartbreaking. And you know that you have good writing when you have good writing when you have a where you're able to fall in love with some characters that you only met 3 episodes ago.
yeah like
Because we've only been with Himeno probably maybe 2 episodes and a half.
Yeah, like, and
It's not like we've been with her for a whole season.
yeah,
You know
she's
what I
like,
mean?
yeah, yeah, like, and like, I say that's also because I say because what I think the reason why her death works and why it's a good gut punch is when like, because we know like the history between like Aki and Himeno and like and how I guess Himeno is like one of the few people who can like can actually kind of maybe get through like some of the more serious side of Aki, and like it's like one of his few connections. But and basically to see his reaction, to see her just being disappeared, and just like the look of horror, like oh, that this is probably like this is the worst day of his life. Just seeing one of his best friend just gone and just being killed by some snake devil. That's just like it's a good gut punch moment. I'm just saying that.
No, no, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because one of the best ways to create a character is not just by, and also introducing a character more than anything. You know that you've introduced a character successfully, and or one of the best ways to introduce a character is by not only presenting the character, but also presenting the character in relation with the characters that have already been established. Like because we literally met Himeno through the eyes of Denji and Aki. We didn't, and then we kind of get a little bit of her by itself.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, the first time that we see Himeno by herself, apart from the flashback that we see while she's thinking about her teacher with everybody else in the hotel, the first moment we have with herself by herself is when she's at her house drunk on her way to Denji. Every other interaction we've seen with her is her with other characters. And that actually helps cement her as a character.
Yeah.
So we felt the loss of Himeno. Like it was because it was so tragic.
Yeah.
It was so horrible. And I loved and I don't want to say that I love that she died. That's what I'm trying to say. But not only that, but that is a great fictional death because it's not just the fact that he died, but also how she died. So it wasn't just an frightening moment. It was also like an emotional gut punch because while she's disappearing, or by the time she finishes disappearing and her clothes is on the floor, Aki's looking and you see Aki's face realizing that she's gone.
Yeah, that shot with like her eye patches on the ground. It's like, ooh, that's a punch to the face if I ever seen it.
Well, and even what Mike was saying, the ending of the previous chapter was literally a tribute to Himeno and Aki's relationship, and the ending of this last episode was literally not a tribute, but like an artistic view at all the gore that we just experienced. And a little bit of that is Himeno.
Yeah.
So not only does Himeno die, Power is not acting on anything because she's afraid. Because she doesn't feel that she's capable of keeping up with any of these guys. Aki is bleeding on the ground. And when Chainsaw Man steps up, he gets his ass kicked. A correction.
I would say
he puts up a fight until he's cut in fucking half.
I would say this. I think like Katamian's just a pushover. He had to have backup to help him out. He didn't.
Fair.
You can argue that he could have likely still won the fight, but I would still say, he still played dirty. He was still.
Yes.
He played.
Yes.
He brought dishonor to the Yakuza. Kiro from the Yakuza season. Kiro will be disappointing this man right now.
Yep. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But then again, when you're out for revenge, do you care about being the Yakuza? You just want to get revenge for whatever reason.
Yeah. True enough, but still.
Yeah. No, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
There's point to what you're saying. There's points there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
After.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Sorry, I was about to say, should we not mention Makima's return?
We're definitely going there. So the fact that Makima's not dead, it's a big thing. Now, of course, I think what's interesting to say is that I in the conversations that I've had with Isaac and other people that have been on the show and Mike, nobody's mentioned the fact that Makima has the same eyes or kind of eyes as Power and other demons. So it makes you think, what is she? Is she like Denji? Right now, the fact that she got shot in the head, because again, it wasn't a gut shot, it wasn't a body shot. She got shot in the head, and you can see the blood.
Yeah.
But she's not dead. She survived. And not only that, we suspect that she killed other people by trying to leave by making holes in their bodies.
That was.
Which we never saw how it
it.
happened, but they
Yeah.
kind of showed it. I love how they're keeping her a mystery.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's great.
Yeah.
And then when we find out that she's able to help from Kyoto, which is far away from Tokyo, oh boy.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
What was your reaction when you started seeing what she was doing?
Okay, so even though when I read it in the manga, I was like, oh, holy shit, she's overpowered. But then I see an anime, and like, okay, she's overpowered, and she's even more threatening than here in the manga because she has there's the dark ambient music, like the voice actor's doing like a wonderful job, basically doing her regular Maki, like the regular voice. But when you see her just basically blowing up people from afar, viewing through the crows, I'm like, okay, I remember why I fear this character now. She's absolutely she's absolutely threatening. Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
and it's otherworldly power, and like to the fact that she's doing this, and think about this. So she's with these two people, Tendo and whatever her name is, from the special division or whatever, and they're blindfolded. So she asked that they bring her all these convicts that have life sentences. So these are people that are meant to die anyway.
Yeah.
So of course she's gonna kill them.
Yes.
But she kills them as a price to kill other people far away. But she doesn't just kill them.
She crushes them.
Oh my god, it's horrible.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the contract or whatever power or devil that she has given her those eyes so she can see what she's doing.
Well, I would say like that wouldn't explain how she somehow survived being shot in the head and coming back and then going to town those 4 Yakuza guys. But
True.
that's I say that's probably something that maybe Chainsaw Man season 2 will explore, since I doubt they could compress 70 chapters in 3 episodes.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think this is I think, I mean, you got to figure we got another 3 episodes of Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
Right, more or less.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna end somewhere around. I think we do get. I think we finish. I don't know how far. Well, I can't say anything without spoiling. So let's put it this way. I think we still have plenty of story to explore with Katana Man before the season ends. I just don't know when or where that's going to be.
I say maybe it's probably like I kind of forgot how they explore Katana Man, but like I would think that maybe it would be best to like have a little teaser at the end of episode 12, be like, oh, here's a little snippet for Katana Man to get you hype up for season 2 coming in whenever we're done the other 5 projects we're doing at the moment. But
yeah,
Yeah,
true.
but I think that's probably the best point in my opinion, to maybe drop a little teaser about what exactly is Katana Man.
Yeah. I can't wait for that. I mean, the chapters that we're reading, I mean, the only thing that they cover, like right now, they end in chapter 28. That's pretty much where they end. After what's her name? Kimeno?
Oh,
I think it is.
Kimeno? You mean when Kimeno showed up? Or...
Kobeni.
Kobeni.
When Kobeni shows up and does her and becomes, I don't know, Superwoman apparently, because that came out of nowhere.
She has a superpower. It's called not wanting to die. And
yes.
And I just like how granted, Katana Man was very injured by fighting Aki, Himeno, and then Chainsaw Man. But I just like how how Kobe just basically just takes him out in a couple of shots and just takes his arm
Yeah.
off. That was
Yeah. Yeah. And with a knife.
yeah, with a knife too, and like
Yes.
that's
So now we know. We just have to put her against. I wonder if she would have survived against all the zombies. Probably.
I mean, it's yeah, yeah. And also, I do like oh yeah, with how she survived being assassinated. She just like the guy who just took the bullet for her. Then basically, that's kind of a group. It's like that shot where she basically kills an old man who was sent to kill her. Like, even though
Yeah.
it's self defense, you're like, oh, okay,
No,
well that's kind
no,
of
but she did it in a way that was very John Wick, though.
yeah. It's like oh yeah, it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's like,
But yeah, so Makima has this power. She crushes all these people. Makima is now. We're all scared of her.
yeah. But well, I think man, one thing that what points this out to me is that actually one thing that's I would ask it is probably going to be explained probably in later episodes but Makima didn't take out like say like Katana Man and like the Snake Lady, so perhaps they are immune to her powers in some way, and
Yeah, there has to be. I wonder if the main thing that's different is that these people, like Snake Lady and Katana Man,
yeah,
I wonder if it's the fact that they have devil contracts.
yeah,
Because the other people that you beat don't have devil contracts. You know what I mean? So I kind of have a feeling that that's the whole reason. That's the whole point of why you don't get any of that because they have devil contracts. I think.
yeah.
So which would that would make some sense to me.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't surprise me. So just for reference, for those that are listening at home, the last two chapters cover, the last two episodes cover chapter 8 at least. Episode 8. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. Episode 8 captures chapter 22 of the manga up to chapter 25, and then the last episode, episode 9, will cover chapters 26 to 28. So they're still keeping the 3 to 4 chapters per episode. But these two episodes were great. The action was great. They were impactful emotionally. We're all crying for the loss of Himeno.
Yeah.
We're all worried for Aki. I really want to know what the results is of him using the spike. And Makima is now in charge of the entire public safety division, apparently.
I think it's less like no one else wants this job. You can keep it, Makima. No one wants this job.
No, and the fact that the guy that comes to tell him that says, "I'm gonna quit." Like,
that guy's the smartest character in the series. I'm just saying that. He's like he realized his plot armor ran out, so he's getting out while he still can. I hope he never comes back, because if he comes back, he's gonna die. That's just how it works.
No, and I like how, and I find it interesting how Makima is all business.
Yeah.
Like as soon as she starts walking away and he says, "Hey, what's going on with the Gun Devil or Denji or whatever?" and she says, "I'm sorry, I cannot discuss special division information with civilians," and it's like, like no emotion, just keeps on walking with her strut or whatever. But yeah, this episode was crazy. I love the fact that we finally saw a different side to Makima, because I know that from the get-go, from the moment we meet her, we know that she's otherworldly. You know what I mean? Like, we know she's more than human. Like, we know this. Even a lot of the conversations and the way she carries herself, manipulating everybody bluntly, you can tell that she's not 100% as simple as she seems. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like, I mean, I mean, like letting Denji grab her boob that one time tells you that this chick might not be all there.
I love how that's the moment. That's where you go. It's like, it's in the boob, man. No.
I mean, I probably should rewatch those episodes, but I would say if you want to go to a moment where you can tell something's up with Makima, the boob grope is probably the first I would probably pick you as, this lady's kind of crazy. And
well, that's little. No, I think, you know what? It's funny you say that, because to me, it's not the boob grab. To me, it's where she gets Denji all excited, and then says, "If you do this one thing for me, we can do whatever." And then she gives her plan: kill the gun devil. Like he uses like Isaac Wolf says in the chat. I'm so proud of you, Nathan. but you know what I mean? Like what an expert manipulator. Like he literally uses all the information that Denji just shared with her to his disadvantage. But of course, he doesn't see it that way because she's who she is.
I mean, also because again, Denji's like probably the first person to ever give her any give Denji any kindness. So he's like, okay, you know what? Like, I like this. You know what? Like this is not crazy at all. I do not mind just this older woman trying to like award me with some special stuff if I just go kill the gun devil for her. Yeah. Not suspicious at all. That's our Denji for you, man. Just one of a kind.
No, I love that you mentioned that because I love you mentioned that at the beginning of the discussion and you mentioned it now, and you're right. Like she's the only one that's shown Denji kindness. So, in a way, Denji doesn't know he's being manipulated, but we know. But at the same time, it highlights the simplicity of Denji as a character, and that's why we love him, and he's so interesting. Yeah. But yeah, what a great couple of episodes. Yeah. I mean, I'm so sad that we lost Himeno.
She'll live on in the fan arts, dude. She'll live on in the fan arts forever.
I mean, she's been right. But yeah, don't search it. But yeah, what a great couple of episodes of Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man does not disappoint. It continues to surprise. If you guys have favorite moments for these last couple of episodes of Chainsaw Man, please throw them in the comment section below. I want to see the rematch between Chainsaw Man and Katana Man because it's gonna happen. Because figure it out.
I'm looking forward to that battle and the aftermath, and you know why. You know.
Yeah. I love the fact. That they were not able to collect Denji because you know for a fact that they're gonna fight again. Yeah. But it's like anything in any shonen type show, which we can't really call Chainsaw Man a shonen, but it has a lot of shonen like qualities. In every shonen like show, the only response to a new overpowered villain is by learning new abilities. Oh yeah. So I can't wait to see more of that. I want to see what happens with Aki. And now the good thing is when we lose big characters is because new big characters are coming.
Oh yeah.
So I can't wait to see more of this.
Yeah.
ArkWinder, Nathan, any more on Chainsaw Man for this week?
I would say I would say this this is just more related to the show in general, but every time when the teaser's done, then the theme song just starts to play. It's just like it just hits a lot differently than if you just watch the theme song on YouTube. You'll be like, oh, it's like it gets a bit hyped up for
especially I know what you mean, especially in episode 9. Like I don't know if you noticed it in episode 8, the pull of the chainsaw at the beginning of the opening occurs when Himeno says, "Do you want to do it?" And then you goes bam bam bang, and then the in episode 9, if I'm not mistaken, it occurs, I think, very close to when the ghost devil pulls the string on Denji. Yeah. So they find great ways to mirror that. So I agree with you.
Yeah. So yes, Chainsaw Man is peak fiction, and I will make sure I'm gonna watch the rest of the season now because I'm now hyped up for this show.
Hashtag Peak Saw Man. Let's make that a thing. Let's put it on here. It needs to happen. Peak Saw Man. Yeah. Oh, that's not it. Let me put it on here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you love what we do here at the Amateur Otaku Podcast, make sure you watch Peak Saw Man. But yeah, if you love what we do here at the Amateur Otaku Podcast, make sure you click on the like button. Make sure you click on the bell for notifications, and you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any single episodes of the Amateur Otaku Podcast. So you don't miss any coverage of Chainsaw Man, Bleach. Next week, we are coming back with My Hero Academia and Spy Family. In 2 weeks from now, it's going to be Christmas. So guys, we're taking it off. We are taking a day off, damn it. But don't worry, once we come back after Christmas, we're going to come back with more Chainsaw Man and more Bleach. So don't worry, we'll find a way to get caught up. But the holidays are to be with people that you love and watch Tokyo Godfathers. Or at least that's what Isaac would say. But if you love what we do here, make sure you click on the like button, subscribe, click on the bell for notifications. If you miss us on Christmas Day and you're looking for something to listen while you bake cookies or do whatever, look up on YouTube. We have a great catalog of a bunch of movies that we've covered. Or you can go to our Spotify and find our coverage of Tokyo Godfathers, which is an amazing Christmas anime film. So, from Satoshi Kon. There it is. So, ArkWinder, thank you for joining us, man. It was awesome having you here.
Sorry if I was a bit scatterbrained. I had to throw all my get all my thoughts together. And I'm a bit shy when I'm because it's the first time I'm actually talking to you person to person. I'm not just leaving a comment and then you read it. It's
I know.
Sorry,
I know.
Sorry if
No,
it's a bit,
I
jittery.
appreciate being brave and joining us. Hopefully you had as much fun as I did and as everybody did. We got to do this again sometime.
Yeah.
If people wanted to find you and whatever it is that you're up to, where can they find you, man?
Okay, if you want to follow me on Twitter, my handle is Nate the VA, which is Nate the and VA, all one word. And if you want to follow my YouTube adventures, my channel is named ArkWinder. Right now, I am currently in the works of a spicy video right now of My Hero Academia's work, and I would just say if it's going to be something. Let me tell you that. I don't want to give away much, but I also do some other stuff around the channel, and I hoped in 2023 I can ramp up production. And don't worry, guys. I'm not a permanent host. Isaac and Mike will be back next week, so you don't.
No, but we would definitely love to have you back, ArkWinder. If not in the chat, in the show, it'd be awesome. You can find me at the Scarlet Fan 52 on Twitter. You can find the show at. Oh, that's not it. You can find the show. Damn it, I'm getting all the banners mixed up.
You're doing that a lot this episode, dude.
Yes. You can find the show on Twitter at the Amateur Otaku. And make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you for joining us, guys. Stay awesome. Be awesome. Keep watching anime. We will see you next Sunday. Peace.
Take care, everyone.